Carolina, and I have been hanging out with these people for about a year, and it's adorable to see the faces that I have seen around the triangle for about 1 year. And I appreciate so much Kirk for letting me be part of this, okay? I am a clinical social worker and a case manager, and I work for healthcare. So everybody needs theater and humor to live through this life. The sonnet is number 51, and I'm going to read it also in Spanish. That is my native language, my mother language. Thus can my love excuse the low offense of my dull bearer when come thee I speed. From where thou art, why should it haste at me thence, till I return of posting is no need. Oh, what excuse will my poor beast then find, when swift extremity can seem but slow? Then should I spur, thou mounted on the wind, in winged speed no motion shall I know. Then can no horse with the desire keep pace, therefore desire of perfect love being made shall lean a dull flesh in his fiery race, but love, for love, thus shall excuse my jade. Since from thee going, he went willful slow, towards thee, I will run and give him leave to go. So the horsey helps him come and go from his beloved one. And then this horsey really takes it slow when he's saying goodbye and fast when he's saying hello again. So that is wonderful. Pueda mi amor disculpar la lenta ofensa de mi triste montura cuando de ti se aleja. ¿Desde dónde estás? ¿Por qué debería apurarse? Hasta mi regreso, prisa no precisa. Oh, y mi pobre bestia, the horsey, ¿qué excusa encuentra cuando la extrema inmediatez parece lenta? Entonces mis espuelas, spurs, aprieto, pues no noto su rapidez alada aún montando sobre su viento. Entonces ningún caballo le lleva el paso a mi deseo, pues solo el deseo, no de carne, not of the flesh, sino de perfecto amor, but of perfect love, sostiene esta fiera carrera. Solo el amor por el amor mi montura excusa. Cuando vengo desde ti, when I come from you, it comes slowly, viene despacio. When it goes to you, hacia ti, corre, and I give rienda suelta, and I give total freedom to run. Thank you very much.
Oh, hey y'all. My name is Dawn Preston. This is my first time here. Thank you so much for moving me so quickly off the wait list when I first reached out. I'm reading sonnet number 52 today. And this is one of the Fair Youth sonnets. And it's about how we can sometimes appreciate things a little more when we don't see them as often. So am I as the rich, whose blessed key can bring him to his sweet uplocked treasure, the which he will not every hour survey, for blunting the fine point of seldom pleasure. Therefore our feast, so solemn and so rare, since seldom coming in that long year set, like stones of worth they thinly placed are, or captain jewels in the cockernut. So is the time that keeps you as my chest, or as the wardrobe which the robe doth hide, to make some special instant special blessed, by new unfolding his imprisoned pride. Blessed are you whose worthiness gives scope being had to triumph, being lacked to hope.
How's everybody? Can you think of a better place to be a Saturday afternoon? If you can, don't say it right now. Probably. I am Jon Ivey, and I'm reading Sonnet 53. But before we get to that, as I sat there throughout the first round, geez, people are saying a lot of interesting things here. Do I have to come up with something like that? I don't know. First and foremost, I want to thank Kirk. Kirk and I go way back. We both are volunteers at the North Carolina Reading Service here in Raleigh. And we were almost in a show together before something happened. But that still can happen.
I saw Sam last night, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Are they thinking about?
Well, he was in the cast, but didn't happen. We were in something called Smoke that got lost to COVID. And, we were 2 weeks away from opening.
Yeah.
Connie Lee was sitting with him. We were at Leggett Theater, and she's on the board with Pure Life Theater, so don't change your phone number.
Okay, good. All right, a couple other things. I stayed here 2 years ago. I was in a show, The Face of Emmett Till, and I have one of my last scenes, I played the character of the uncle, and at the end, I really got emotional, and this person sitting there and just wants me to just, Mamie, I'm so sorry. But I thought I'd mention that anyway. Another thing I was wondering about, the 1957, what is?
That's part of the of Merrily We Roll Along. That's the show that's playing here that we're dovetailing into.
Oh, okay. All right. Plugs. If anybody's, I heard it, there were a number of directors, casting directors, and producers. If you're looking for a narrator, give me mine. We do that sort of thing. How do you like the hat?
Great.
I'm in an orchestra. By the way, Indie Strings. Our next performance will be June in Durham, free of charge. It's a community orchestra, and I did a recital. And just for that, I saw this hat. I've had it in the closet for 20 years maybe. Yeah. Pulled it out, took it, brought it to the recital. Before I went on, I said, "What do you think?" "Oh, Jon, wear it." Second time out. Sonnet. If people really, there's so many of Shakespeare's sonnets, as you all know, that have to do with love and connection and affection kind of thing. And I think if more people were aware of that, it could put Hallmark, give it a good run. And especially this particular one that I'm doing. So any of you who have that very special loved one, and you don't want to go to Hallmark, consider this one. Sonnet 53. What is your substance, whereof are you made, that millions of strange shadows on you tend? Since everyone hath one shade, and you but one can every shadow lend. Describe Adonis at the counterfeit, is poorly imitated after you. On Helen's cheek all art of beauty set, and you in Grecian tires are painted new. Speak of the spring and poison of the year. The one doth shadow of your beauty show, the other as your bounty doth appear, and you in every blessed shape we know. In all grace you have some part, but you, like none you, for constant art.
Good afternoon. I'm Edith Benrud Roberts, and my claim to fame this afternoon is I have a brother named Kurt Benrud. I'm from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, so I came a little distance to read today. Just my other North Carolina connections, I graduated from Cary High School. I only did a year there. And then I went to Lenore Rhine College in Hickory, where I studied English, dramatic art, and French. So today I'm bringing it together by both reading the sonnet and reading it in French. And those of you who have been here all afternoon, this will be, the third or fourth time you've heard it in French. So please don't make any comparisons. It's been a few decades since I studied. This is Sonnet 54, in which the youth is praised not only for his beauty, but for inward truth as well. And those whose beauty is composed only of externalities are compared to wild and scentless roses, where those who have inward worth, like the youth in this, are compared to true roses, who are grown for their scent as much for their looks. So in English, Sonnet 54. Oh, how much more doth beauty beauteous seem by that sweet ornament which truth doth give. The rose looks fair, but fairer we deem it for that sweet odor which doth in it live. The canker blooms have full as deep a dye as the perfume tincture of the roses, hang on such thorns, and play as wantonly when summer's breath their masked buds discloses. But for their virtue only is their show. They live unwooed and unrespected fade, die to themselves. Sweet roses do not so. Of their sweet deaths are sweetest odors made, and so of you, beauteous and lovely youth, when that shall fade, my verse distills your truth. Et maintenant en français. Oh, comme la beauté semble la plus belle lorsqu'elle est embaumée par la vérité. La rose paraît charmante, mais nous la trouvons plus charmante à cause du sauve parfum qu'elle recèle. L'églantine a des couleurs aussi vives que la teinte parfum de la rose. Elle essaie des peints comme la rose, elle a la même coquetterie quand l'été se lève, de son souffle le masque et ses bourgeons. Mais, comme l'apparence est sa seule vertu, elle vit dans délaissement et se fait dans l'indifférence. Elle meurt tout entière. Il n'en a pas assez de la rose suave, car de ses feuilles mortes est faite la suave odeur. De même, quand votre belle est aimable, jeunesse sera fanée, mon verse et distillera l'alsance.
Hello, I'm Jon Wike, reading Sonnet 55. Not marble, nor the gilded monuments of princes shall outlive this powerful rhyme, but you shall shine more bright in these contents than unswept stone besmeared with sluttish time. When wasteful war shall statues overturn, and broils root out the work of masonry, nor Mars his sword, nor war's quick fire shall burn the living record of your memory. Against death and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth. Your praise shall still find room, even in the eyes of all posterity, that wear this world out to the ending doom. So till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers' eyes.
Good afternoon. My name
name is Joy Bryant, and I am a Raleigh native. In fact, I grew up about 3 blocks from here, so it feels good to be close to home. And I'm so honored to make my debut here with the Shakespeare Binge program. This is great. Reading sonnet number 56. So sonnet number 56 again is about love, and it's about lovers who are distant, separated for quite a bit of time. And so Shakespeare urges them to use that distance to fuel the passion and the longing between them, so that when they finally get together, it's even more exciting and more fiery. So, and intense. So, Sonnet 56. Sweet love, renew thy force. Be it not said thy edge should blunter be than appetite, which but today by feeding is allayed. Tomorrow sharpened in his former might. So love be thou, although today thou will thy hungry eyes even till thy wink with fullness. Tomorrow, see again, and do not kill the spirit of love with a perpetual dullness. Let this sad interim, like the ocean be which parts the shore where two contracted new come daily to the banks, that when they see return to love, more blessed may be the view. Or call it winter, which being full of care makes summer's welcome thrice more wished, more rare.
A bit of preamble because I can't resist. First of all, I want to thank Kurt for hosting this for 10 years now, I believe. And I want to thank Burning Coal for very kindly putting 57 on the set behind me, since I'm doing Sonnet 57. I had meant to rehearse this morning while ironing my partner's shirt, but unfortunately, which I figured was an appropriate meditation, but unfortunately my body betrayed me. I had to send him on ahead, which is perhaps a more appropriate meditation. I love this sequence of sonnets, and this one has a strong personal connection for me. And I just wanted to say quickly for anyone here who feels like they may be insufficiently a scholar or an actor to get every nuance out of the poem, that is what poems are for. I had the pleasure and honor of being in production of Midsummer Night's Dream years ago, and I saw an actor playing one of the lovers, and I'm like, oh, what I would give to come back in 30 years and see his Oberon. Our relationship with art changes us and changes it, and that's why the existence of a poem requires us to believe that there is a poet behind it, and that our relationship with that can change over time, and that there is something to hold on to until what we need comes back to us when we really need it. So I had thought about doing this very lightly. It's almost like a monologue in text messages, but I didn't want to try to do the tweet at the end of each message, so I'm just going to take it as it is, as the lover, as the poet reminds his love that waiting is worth the effort. Being your slave, what should I do but tend upon the hours and times of your desire? I have no precious time at all to spend, no services to do till you require. Nor dare I chide the world without end hour, whilst I, my sovereign, watch the clock for you. Nor think the bitterness of absence sour, when you have bid your servant once adieu. Nor dare I question my jealous thought where you may be, or your affairs suppose, but like a sad slave, stay, and think of naught save where you are, how happy you make those. So true a fool is love, that in your will, though you do anything, he thinks no ill.
Hello, my name is Jordan Almeter. I am here to read Sonnet 58. I was a little bit jealous that he got a 57, but if you multiply the 9 times the 7, subtract 5, multiply that by 1, you do get 58. So we're both equally represented here. If you want to distract yourself and like miss some of the sonnets, just think about adding up the numbers to get yours, you know. Okay. So Sonnet 58 continues. You have this guy who, you know, the poet is absolutely sitting at home, waiting for this guy who is just constantly late. And I think there's a little bit of scholarly debate as to whether, you know, he's really sincerely saying this or it's a little bit tongue-in-cheek. 57 and 58 are important to us, in part because I think it's about 4 years since our first date where he was, not gonna say exactly how long, but maybe well over an hour late to the first date. But anyways, so Sonnet 58. That God forbid that made me first your slave, I should in thought control your times of pleasure, or at your hand the account of hours to crave, being your vassal, bound to stay your leisure. Oh, let me suffer, being at your beck, the imprisoned absence of your liberty. In patience, tame to sufferance, bide each check without accusing you of injury. Be where you list, your charter is so strong that you yourself may privilege your time to what you will. To you, it doth belong yourself to pardon of self-doing crime. I am to wait, though waiting so be hell, not blame your pleasure, be it ill or well. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Carole Cox. This is my first time doing this in person. I think I did it last year online. I'm a professor of social work in New York. I live part-time here and part-time in Manhattan, and my life gets very confusing going back and forth. But thank you for allowing me to be here. And I'm doing Sonnet 59, which I must say I've read many times and I'm still finding it confusing. So if anybody else wants to interpret it for me, Kirk, that would be great. All right. If there be nothing new but that which hath been before, how are brains beguiled which laboring for invention bear amiss the second burthen of a former child? Oh, that record could with a backward look, even if 500 courses of the sun, show me your image in some antique book, that mine at first in character was done, that I might see what the old world could say to this composed wonder of your frame, where we are mended or where better they, or whether revolution be the same. Oh, sure I am the wits of former days to subjects worse have given admiring praise.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark Anderson. I live in Cary, and by profession I am a software engineer at Red Hat. But another creative outlet I like to have when I'm not working is doing music and community theater. And this is probably the 4th or 5th time I guess I've participated in this. And I'm going to be reading Sonnet 60. And I would like to dedicate this one to the memory of my mother, who was a drama minor in college and played Lady Macbeth. and is totally responsible for my love of theater. Sonnet 60 is the author reflecting on the quick passage of time and how quickly it goes by, and that we need to be aware of that and make the most of it. And yet he wonders, after his short time is gone, what will be left of him for people to remember, and that will be his writings. Sonnet 60. Like as the waves make towards the pebbled shore, so do our minutes hasten to their end. Each changing place with that which goes before, in sequent toil all forwards do contend. Nativity, once in the main of light, crawls to maturity, wherewith being crowned, crooked eclipses 'gainst his glory fight, and time that gave doth now his gift confound. Time doth transfix the flourish set on youth, and delves the parallels in beauty's brow, feeds on the rarities of nature's truth, and nothing stands but for his scythe to mow. And yet, to times in hope, my verse shall stand, praising thy worth, despite his cruel hand.
Hello, my name is Sonnet Friedman. Yes, it's Sonnet. And I'm going to be reading Sonnet 61. Is it that thy will, thy image should keep open my heavy eyelids to the weary night? Dost thou desire my slumber should be broken, while shadows like to thee mock my sight? Is this thy spirit that thou sentest from thee so far from home into my deeds to pry, to find out shames and idle hours in me, the scope or and tenor of thy jealousy? Oh no, thy love, though much, is not so great. This is my love that keeps mine eye awake, my own true love, thou doth my rest defeat, to play the watchman forever for thy sake. For thee watch I whilst thou dost wake elsewhere, from me far off, with others all too near.
I'm Juliana Valente Friedman, her mama. This is Sonnet 62. Sin of self-love possesseth all mine eye, and all my soul, and all my every part, and for this sin there is no remedy. It is so grounded inward in my heart. Methinks no face so gracious is as mine, no shape so true, no truth of such account as for myself mine own worth do define, as I all other and all worths surmount. But when my glass shows me myself indeed, beaded and chopped with tanned antiquity, mine own self-love quite contrary, I read. 'Tis thee, my self, that for myself I praise, painting my age with beauty of thy days.
My name's Larry Bliss. I was assigned to Sonnet 63 by Kirk. I always like to get them kind of random. This sonnet is about time and death. heavy subjects. Against my love shall be, as I am now, with time's injurious hand crushed and o'erworn, when hours have drained his blood and filled his brow with lines and wrinkles, when his youthful morn hath travelled on to age's steepy night, and all those beauties whereof now he's king are vanishing or vanished out of sight, stealing away the treasure of his spring. For such a time do I now fortify against confounding age's cruel knife, that he shall never cut from memory my sweet love's beauty, though my lover's life. His beauty shall in these black lines be seen, and they shall live, and he and them still green.
Hi everyone. So this is my second time doing this. It's such a pleasure to be here and hear all of these sonnets out loud. Thank you, Burning Coal and Kirk, for organizing this. I don't really have much to plug. I'm just gonna go right into it. Sonnet 64 is, the speaker is kind of confronting the realization that time marches on, and it will take even the most durable love from him eventually. So, when I have seen by time's fell hand defaced the rich proud cost of outworn buried age, when sometime lofty towers I see down raised, and brass eternal slave to mortal rage, when I have seen the hungry ocean gain advantage on the kingdom of the shore, and the firm soil win of the watery main, increasing store with loss, and loss with store. When I have seen such interchange of state, or state itself confounded to decay, ruin hath taught me thus to ruminate, that time will come and take my love away. This thought is as a death which cannot choose, but weep to have that which it fears to lose.
Hi, I'm Monica Spitzer. I'm going to be reading Sonnet 65, kind of similar to Sonnet 64 and a lot of these other sonnets. Like, it feels like many of the sonnets are either about love or the passage of time, or both. So this one is about both. This sonnet kind of looks at the idea of trying to get things as delicate as love and beauty to stay and be eternal, even as we know that mountains and buildings cannot do so. Since brass, nor stone, nor earth, nor boundless sea, but sad mortality or sways their power, how with this rage shall beauty hold a plea, whose action is no stronger than a flower? Oh, how shall summer's honey breath hold out against the wrathful siege of battering days, when rock impregnable are not so stout, nor gates of steel so strong, but time decays? O fearful meditation, where, alack, shall time's best jewel from time's chest lie hid? Or what strong hand can hold his swift foot back? Or who his spoil of beauty can forbid? O none, unless this miracle have might, that in black ink my love may still shine bright.
Hello, I'm Robby Merritt, and this is Sonnet 66. Tired with all these, for restful death I cry, as to behold desert, a beggar born, and needing nothing trimmed in jollity, and purest faith unhappily forsworn, and gilded honor shamefully misplaced, maiden virtue rudely strumpeted, and right perfection wrongfully disgraced, and strength by limping away disable it, and art made tongue-tied by authority, and folly doctor-like, controlling skill, and simple truth miscalled simplicity, and captive good attending captain ill, tired with all these. From these would I be gone, save that to die I leave my love alone.
Let's fix that first. Hold on. Oh, and a rabbit from my head. All right. Deal with that later. I'm Andrew Price Carlile. This year's number 67.
Wherefore with infection should he live, and with grace his presence grace society, that sin by him advantage should achieve, and lace itself with his society. Why should false painting imitate his cheek, and steal that seeing from his living hue? Why should poor beauty indirectly seek roses of shadow, since his rose is true? Should he live now nature bankrupt is, figured of blood to flush through lively veins? For she hath no exchequer now but his, and proud of many lives upon his gains. Him she stores to show what wealth she had in days long since, before these last so bad.
Thank you for using the microphone so well.
Okay, thanks. I don't know why I have someone guide me out and use my cane. It's like using suspenders with a belt. Okay. I just received my sonnet also about 3 weeks ago. Sonnet 68. Such is his cheek, the map of days outworn, when beauty lived and died, as flowers do now. Before these bastard signs of fair were born, or durst in habit on a living brow. Before the golden tresses of the dead, the rite of sepulchres were shorn away, to live a second life on a second head. Ere beauty's dead fleece made another gay. In him, those holy antique hours are seen. Without all ornament, itself be true, making no summer of another's green, robbing no old to dress his beauty new. And him as for a map doth nature store, to show false art. What beauty was of yore.
So this is my 69, and this is, I don't know. Everyone's different. It's okay, it's all right, I'm all right, I'm fine. But, Kurt and Robby and I were carpooling recently, and I said I really liked Sonnet 69 because it was so nice. And then I may have looked at it a little bit more. I'll let you decide if it's nice. Oh, by the way, I'm Keith Kenel. Those parts of thee that the world's eye doth view want nothing that the thought of hearts can make. All tongues, the voice of souls, give thee that due, uttering bare truth, even so as foes command. Thy outward thus with outward praise is crowned, but those same tongues that give thee so thine own, in other accents do this praise confound, by seeing farther than the eye hath shown. They look into the beauty of thy mind, and that in guess they measure by thy deeds. That churls their thoughts, although their eyes were kind. To thy fair flower add the rank smell of weeds. But why the odor matches not thy show? The solve is this, that thou dost common grow.
Is it still working? Okay, good. Wow, it's really working. Okay, cool. Okay, hi everybody. My name is Monica Ho, and I do theater in the area. I'm also a metadata librarian by day. So for today, I have Sonnet 70. That thou art blamed shall not be thy defect, for slander's mark was ever yet the fair. The ornament of beauty is suspect, a crow that flies in heaven's sweetest air. So thou be good, slander doth but approve, thy worth the greater being wooed of time. For canker vice the sweetest buds doth love, and thou presentest a pure unstained prime. Thou hast passed by the ambush of young days, either not assailed or victor being charged, yet this thy praise cannot be so thy praise, to tie up envy evermore enlarged. If some suspect of ill masked not thy show, then thou alone kingdoms of hearts shouldst owe.
Hello, good afternoon or evening. I don't really know which one it is right now, but hi, I am Shelby Barros. I am an elementary school music teacher by trade, hence the boomwhackers. Today, this sonnet to me, I'm doing Sonnet 71, it has a lot of melancholy and sorrowful themes to it, but in my opinion, I also feel like there is a lot of joy to this sonnet. So, to enhance the joy, I have elementary musicized it. So, from all of you, I would love if we could do, I know some of y'all have some stuff on your laps, and that's totally fine, but if you are able, all who are able, if we can do a little pat, pat, snap, snap, pat, pat, snap, pat, pat, snap, snap, pat, snap, 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 keep going. No longer mourn for me when I am dead. Then you shall hear the surely sullen bell give warning to the world that I am fled from this foul world with vilest worms to dwell. Nay, if you read this line, remember not the hand that writ it, for I love you so that I in your sweet thoughts would be forgot. If thinking on me, then rid me woe. Oh, if I say you look upon this verse, when I perhaps compounded am with clay, do not so much as my poor name rehearse, but yet your love even with my life decay, lest the wise world should look into moan and mock you with me after I am gone. Thank you.
You may recognize me from usually carting a guitar around. That didn't happen this year, but my name is Millenchi Kirk. I have been doing the sonnet reading every year since its inception, which I think is 10 years. I don't know, math or something.
Number 10.
Yes. So that means I was 15 the first time I did it, and now I'm 25, which means that I'm the same age as William Shakespeare was when he was 25. So the reason I picked this sonnet is because it was available, but also because there's some interesting linguistic markers of the time in which it was written. For example, the first one is that there's a rhyme in it that doesn't rhyme anymore. We'll come back to that. The second is there is a word in it that we don't use anymore. It sounds a little bit like a word that we avoid using anymore, but it is not that word, it is a different word. And I brought my dictionary, my Shakespeare dictionary. I will read you the definition. The word is niggard, N-I-G-G-A-R-D, which means a miser or a skinflint, think Ebenezer Scrooge, or to be miserly or parsimonious, there's another good word for you. Grudging, reluctant, or unwilling, or it can also be used in the act of begrudging or hoarding or using sparingly. You can also do niggarding, or you can be niggardly. There's lots of options. Anyway. This is too heavy. So first I'm going to, you need to be able to hear me. So first I'm going to read it in modern English, just the normal way that I would read it, and keep an ear out for that rhyme that doesn't rhyme. We'll come back to that. After I read it in regular English, I will read it in my best attempt of modern scholars' best attempt of how William Shakespeare probably would have pronounced it back in the day. And you will see that it should rhyme properly. But first, regular English. So this is Sonnet 72. Oh, lest the world should task you to recite what merit lived in me that you should love. After my death, dear love, forget me quite, for you and me nothing can worthy prove. Unless you would devise some virtuous lie to do more for me than mine own desert, and hang more praise upon deceased I than niggard truth would willingly impart. Oh, lest your true love may seem false in this, that you for love speak well of me untrue. My name be buried where my body is, and live no more to shame nor me nor you. For I am shamed by that which I bring forth, and so should you, to love things nothing worth. Okay, now I'm going to try to, I rehearsed this in the car before I came in. You may have noticed that the second and fourth lines do not rhyme. They should rhyme. They did rhyme once upon a time. So this is going to be, oh God, I gotta do this. Sonnet 72 by William Shakespeare. Oh, lest the world should task you to recite what Merritt lived in May that you should love. After my death, dear love, forget me quite, for you and me can nothing worthy prove. Unless you would devise some virtuous lie to do more for me than mine own desert, and hang more praise upon deceased I than niggard truth would willingly impart. Oh, lest your true love may seem false in this, that you for love speak well of me untrue. Me nam be buried where my body is, and live no more to sham nor me nor you. For I am shamed by that which I bring forth, and so should you, to love things nothing worth.
I've been up here a half a dozen times fixing the microphone, so now I'm nervous. I keep looking at this carpet thinking it lives in my front hallway. So excited to think of all you talented people having trod upon it. So, yes. I'm Debbie Johnson. So I have number 73, which is actually the same year that I graduated from high school. So it's that time of year thou mayst in me behold, when yellow leaves or none or few do hang upon those boughs which shake against the cold, bare ruined choirs where late the sweet bird sang. In me thou seest the twilight of such days, as after sunset fadeth in the west, which, by and by, black night doth take away, death's second self that seals up in all rest. In me thou seest the glowing of such fire, that on the ashes of his youth doth lie, as the deathbed wherein it must expire, consumed with that which it was nourished by. This thou perceivest, which makes my love more strong, to love that well which thou must leave ere long.
I'm Asit Sharma. I rediscovered Sonnet 75 quite by accident last fall in a really beautiful attic room in Hyde Park, Chicago, overlooking this very small square. And it occurred to me that it felt very different than when I had read this as an English major decades ago. I think many of you have had this experience. You live a little bit of life, you come back to a poem or a novel, it means something very different to you. And so I got a little obsessed with it. I asked my wife, Dolnavaz, to listen as I was trying to recite it and memorize it, but it's a hard one. It's about passion, and like a lot of the poems sonnets we've listened to today, Shakespeare won't let you quite enjoy it. He's got the really sweet ones and the ones which they don't scan very well. They scan awkwardly in some places, but I think then the lines which fall into that perfect iambic pentameter sound all the more sweet. And the poem tackles this idea of youth being in passionate love. So youth, we think of trying to have an object of love, so the object of one's desire, the object of one's passion. When you reach it, you're going to be in a state of bliss. But I think the narrator is telling us here that you're not going to reach that state if you're young and passionately in love. And some of the things that seem so objectionable to me when I read it today as an older person, like, come on, dude, it sounds like you're showboating, but then other parts just ring very true to me. So I'll read it from my own, with this larger print in case I need it. So are you to my thoughts as food to life, or as sweet season showers are to the ground. And for the peace of you I hold such strife, as twixt a master and his wealth is found. Now proud as an enjoyer, and anon doubting the filting age will steal his treasure. Now counting best to be with you alone, then bettered that the world may see my pleasure. sometime all full with feasting on your sight, and by, clean starved for a look, possessing or pursuing no delight, save what is had, or must from you be took. Thus do I pine and surfeit, day by day, or gluttoning on all, or all away.
Hi everyone, I'm Don Hobart. My only shout out is for my sweet love over here in the pink sweater. It's her birthday weekend, so maybe Sonnet 76 is like a birthday present? That doesn't make me cheap, does it?
Is there more?
I hope so. So, Sonnet 76. We find our poet asking himself a question that, frankly, anyone who's read the prior 75 sonnets has asked themselves too. Why do I keep writing the same thing over and over again? Why is my verse so barren of new pride? So far from invention or variation and quick change? Why, with the time, do I not glance aside to newfound methods or to compounds strange? Why? Write I still all one, ever the same, and keep invention in a noted weed that every word doth almost tell my name, showing their birth and where they did proceed. Oh, no, sweet love, I always write of you, and love are still my argument. So, all my best is dressing old words new, spinning again what is already spent. For, as the sun is daily new and old, so is my love still telling what is told.
Hello, my name's Aubrey Hancock. This is my first time here reading the sonnets. It's actually my first time I'd really heard about it, just I guess 2 weeks ago. And I will be reading Sonnet 77. It is a sonnet chosen out of desperation, and by that I mean I was desperate to be a part of this, and Kurt very generously told me that someone had canceled. So. Thy glass will show thee how thy beauties wear. Thy dial, how thy precious minutes waste. These vacant leaves, thy mind's imprint will bear, and of this book, this learning mayst thou taste. The wrinkles, which thy glass will truly show, of mouthed graves will give thee memory. Thou, by thy dial's shady stealth, mayst know time's thievish progress to eternity. Look, what thy memory cannot contain, commit to these waste blanks, and thou shalt find these children nursed, delivered from thy brain to take new acquaintance of thy mind. These offices, so oft as thou wilt look, shall profit thee, and much enrich thy book.